Hello, thank you for clicking on the video. As you can see, we're jumping back into the Sister universe today. Now, if you don't like spoilers and you've never seen Sister before, you should jump off here, go watch it, and then come back. If you don't care, then we move on. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Roger. He's mostly known as being a little creepy little perverted kid, but he also was a pretty good friend to Tia and Tamara, at least after a certain point. But that's not what we're talking about today. I want to talk about two times where he was not the greatest friend to Tia and Tamara. And the first instance is the whole bumper buddy situation. So in season 4, we start off with a banger. Roger has had a glow up, and every girl in school is just fawning over him. Now, he's not used to this type of attention, so he is enjoying it. He's soaking it up, and he is in every girl's face that wants to be in his face, which is literally every girl in school, including Tia and Tamara. And this leads them to end up having their own little argument but about him at a certain point, because they find out that he asked both of them to be his bumper buddy. Now, why it was called bumper buddy is crazy. I know they was washing cars, but considering the theme of the episode, Lisa was even chasing after men in this particular episode. So it was like, you could have found something else to call that instead of bumper buddy. But okay, I digress. These girls literally was like, one of them got him a soda, his favorite soda, and then the other one got him his favorite chips. And then they were like, oh, well, you should be my bumper buddy. You should be my bumper buddy. And he's like, all right, yeah, sure, okay. This is my issue with Roger, right? He literally had every girl be his bumper buddy in the school, basically. Every single girl that was out there was his bumper buddy. How he thought he was going to get through that day without nobody noticing. And then he walked up to them and was like, oh, hey, hey, bumper buddies. Like, what is wrong with you? You really think you got that much juice and you only been fine for 2 seconds? Like, you don't. Like, he didn't even, and that's how you know that Roger was not used to that type of, acknowledgement and stuff, because he had no idea the chaos that he was creating, because he was just enjoying the attention. And he didn't even care that he was ripping these two sisters apart, because he liked them both. And even when he was talking to his friend in the hallway about, the tiff that was going on between, because they weren't like full-blown fighting at this point, but they were definitely trying to get his attention from the other, gravitate them from one another. And so he's talking to his friend in the hallway, and the dude was like, well, what you gonna do? He was like, I'm gonna date them both. Like, what? What do you mean? That, he was so wrong for that. And, he is lucky that they decided to still be his friend after that alone, because that was wild. And the fact that it wasn't just Tia and Tamara in this situation. It was literally half the girls in school, almost all the girls in school that you was playing at this particular moment, because you felt good about yourself for once. That was ridiculous. And it shows why some people just need time to grow up. But the second instance that I want to talk about is when Tia and Tamara wanted to introduce Roger to Jordan and Tyreek. So in this particular episode, Roger always been a little snarky. I don't know why. After a certain point, he was just a little snarky. And he is out with them this particular night, and he is just telling all of these embarrassing stories. And at first, the first two times, I think, the first two stories that he said, the girls just laughed along with the guys. And I was like, yeah, that was embarrassing. Whatever. It's, middle school, early high school years, it doesn't matter. But he just kept going and kept going and kept going, and they put him aside. And it was like, hey, you know, we're not having a good time. They don't know about our goofy years, and we don't want them to know about our goofy years. They were still in their goofy years, mind you. But, you know, they was like, can you stop telling them these stories? We don't want them to know about these stories. If we wanted to let them know about it, we would tell them ourselves. And he says, oh yeah, don't worry, I ain't gonna tell them no more embarrassing stories about y'all. Proceeds to turn around and continue telling embarrassing stories about them. Now, Tariq and Jordan also had, you know, a little, they had a grudge against those two. The twins had a grudge against those two as well, along with Roger. But they was mainly mad at Roger because Roger was the one telling the stories. Tariq and Jordan was just laughing at the stories, you know. And so, you know, they told those two to go home. And Roger tried to come in the house to get some pie. And it was like, nah, you go home. Don't come back here. Forget you. And this is my thing, because they sat up the next day and they reminisced. And then they was like, oh, Roger, our friend, we shouldn't have been so mean to him. And they went to go and apologize or whatever the next day. This dude like, oh yeah, no, I really didn't take y'all serious at all. Y'all always tell me to go home. I guess that goes to show you that their friendship is true, but that was not a moment for you to feel so cocky. He should have been the one going over and apologizing to them, because you hurt their feelings. And the fact that they got to the point where they got so emotional about reminiscing about the good times they had with their friend that they felt the need to go and apologize to him for telling him to fuck off. Like, I disagree in that moment. I feel like Roger should have had more compassion, because you went out. They wanted you to meet their boyfriends because they care about these guys, and they care about you because you're their friend. And instead, you decided to embarrass them. They told you that you was embarrassing them, asked you to stop. You said you was going to stop and then didn't stop. And there was not an ounce of compassion for you. There was not a moment for you to say, man, I feel bad because they got upset because I was embarrassing them. I should go and apologize. How the fuck did it get flipped to the twins having to apologize to him? I don't know, but I digress. Anyways, that's it for this video. I do have much more to say about Roger, but we'll save it for another time. If you enjoyed, thank you. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Sorry. And if you made it this far into the video, why don't you tell me what was one of your favorite Roger moments, or if you even like Roger's character to begin with. With that being said, until next time, bye.